and expose people and animals to diseases. Rebecca Mwiruri looks into the issue and the safe solutions that lie therein.
Electronic waste, it's everywhere, in our homes, in our offices, on the streets. It is the world's fastest growing domestic waste stream, fueled mainly by higher consumption rates of electricity and electronic equipment, short life cycles, and very few options for repair. Vincent Ochanda Otieno, a second-hand trader at Buruburu Estate in Nairobi, has been selling second-hand items for 13 years. His merchandise include electronic items from faulty cameras to water heater jugs and phones. His sources for the items:
to buy products I got mostly from other people, bring them here, and the others I go outside and check. Some places like let's say Kariobangi, Madare, even Kikomba. It just takes time because even it is something that we call it second hand. So maybe sometimes it is just something has been completely useless. But you take it because somebody needs something to do in anywhere. So you make a negotiable, then you take it. It may be even something good, but it is just, we call it a second hand. It must be taking time there because you don't know who will be taking it after that.
The UN's Global E-Waste Monitor 2020 estimates that 53.6 million metric tons of electronic waste was generated worldwide in 2019. Out of this, 17.4% was recycled. What that means is that high-value recoverable material like gold, silver, and platinum were mostly dumped or burnt as opposed to being reused. This also increases the impact of primary mining to the environment, since manufacturers go back to the mines for more material.
E-waste, which is everything from light bulbs to fridges, batteries, phones, and anything in between, household appliances, etc. It is an increasing amount of waste fraction in Kenya and in the world in general. Especially now with the digitalization that is happening. So in Kenya, according to the Global E-Waste Report last year, we had more than 51,000 tons produced during 2019, and that figure is increasing. In Kenya, it is also then said that less than 1% is being recycled in a safe manner. The 99% that has not been recycled in a safe manner, most of it is still left in stores within offices or companies, or even your own home. Maybe in your drawers you have some chargers or broken ear sets, you might have phones, etc. Even CRT monitors since before, right? Standing somewhere in the corner. And printers, we see that a lot. A lot of it is not recycled in a safe manner, which means it will be taken somewhere where people usually don't have any safety gear, they don't have training in what is more hazardous or less.
Communications Authority of Kenya estimates a phone penetration of 88.1%, meaning that the gadgets are in high use by millions of Kenyans, and like many electronic devices, the lifespan is short and the gadgets end up as waste. During manufacturing, electronics are embedded with very heavy metals like lead and mercury, which, if not properly extracted and disposed, create a health and environmental hazard. Such metals damage the human brain and the coordination system.
And then when it's also discarded, placed in landfills, which is the most common way of getting rid of waste around here, it starts withering and it goes into the soil, it goes into the waters, which of course contaminates the whole. If you have a stream running past by, for instance here in Nairobi, you will see Nairobi River running straight through or alongside Dandora dump site, for instance. And of course there's a lot of leakage out from there, where I'm sure e-waste is one of all the different items laying around there, right? And then we water our plants with this water and we eat it. So you see we're getting it back to us, but not in a good way.
Yeah. The National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, has developed the Draft Environmental Management and Coordination E-Waste Management Regulations 2013, which will provide an appropriate legal and institutional framework and mechanisms for the management of e-waste handling, collection, transportation, recycling, and safe disposal of e-waste. However, the document still remains unimplemented.
We do have, in general, environmental laws and some protection, and also for transport you need to have specific licenses, and also we have a strategy since 2010. In the pipeline right now is a new legislative part which entails also e-waste, and actually also the extended producer responsibility. So we are eager, waiting for this legislation to be passed, so that actually that will change the whole concept.
In Kenya, electronic waste recycling is still very low and has been left to organizations like the Waste Electrical and Electronic Equipment Center, WE Center, in Nairobi's Utawala Estate. The center has taken a leading role in managing e-waste and spreading awareness about safe disposal of electronic waste.
So WE Center is a recycling facility company where we collect and take care of electronic waste, electric and electronic. Anything that has a battery or a cord is what we manage in a safe and environmental friendly way.
The organization recycles up to 40 tons of e-waste every month and have done over 10,000 tons since 2012. The center sources the e-waste from the private and public sector and through collection campaigns aimed at individual households.
What did you do with that bulb that you changed last time? And why is that broken toaster still lying in your kitchen cabinet? Well, we don't need all these items. We always think that we'll need them at some point in future, but in real sense, we don't need them. What you need to do is drop them off for safe recycling, like what WE Center are doing.
E-waste quantities are rising 3 times faster than the world's population and 13% faster than the world's GDP. The sharp rise is creating substantial environmental and health pressures. There is need to reduce the impact of primary mining to the environment by recycling the waste, as well as reduce the health effect of the waste by practicing safe recycling. It is time individuals became more conscious about the environment and the government to provide solutions by combining the 4th Industrial Revolution with circular economy. Rebecca Mulure, KTN News.
Right, thank you so much, Rebecca, for that report on e-waste management. But then allow me to take a short commercial break here on Bottomline Africa. But when we come back, we shall be delving into climate change. And it is good news because Kenya has launched its first ever school on climate justice. What does this mean? Where is that school? What is the government saying about this? And with me in studio to have this conversation with us after the commercial break is Professor Patrick Bond, Professor of Political Economy in South Africa. Prof, good afternoon.
Thanks, great to be with you. Thanks, Brenda.
Thank you for joining us here on Bottomline Africa today, and also the Executive Director at PACJA, that is Mithika Mwenda. Mr. Mithika Mwenda, good afternoon.
Afternoon, and thank you very much for inviting me once again to this program.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon, gentlemen. Great to have the two of you in Bottomline Africa. So we shall be delving into that interview later on. I'm so sure you don't want to miss because it has to